Hey guys, Jason Bell here with B&B Hardware. Today I'm just going to do a brief overview of the difference between AC and DC power. What that translates for you is might be low voltage versus wall power for some of your tube motors and drapery track motors. So let's talk about AC power. So AC power is going to be something where you would typically see a 3-prong plug attached to your drapery motor or for your shade motor. Now this one doesn't have the plug, but it still has your 3 wires. This would be tied into a junction box that would be somewhere in your drywall, something of that nature. Your DC motors are going to be a lower voltage, somewhere between 12, 24, maybe sometimes 48, but most time when you look at Somfy products, it's going to be 12 or 24. So this is your DC Sonez. When you receive this, it will have this pigtail coming out of it that doesn't have a way to power it. You will have to specify how you're going to power this motor. And we'll get to that in just a moment. This is your Arismo 35. Now it will come with a power source. This is your transformer. This plugs into the bottom of the motor, and then you have a 2-prong plug, plugs into an outlet. All right, so why would you use a DC or AC, and for what applications? It varies greatly. So a primary reason that you would use an AC or a wall plug over a DC, a more low voltage option, is that generally speaking, your AC motors are going to be more powerful. So if you have a very large, heavy application, this is going to give you a reliable power source that's going to be able to move that fabric the way that you need it to be moved. Now, so why wouldn't I just use this all the time? That's a great question. Let's imagine that you are building a new home and you don't want a bunch of outlets all over the place, whether they're in the ceiling or on the wall, or you don't want to add more outlets. Well, the option would be that you run low voltage wires to the places where you want treatments at. So when the electrician or AV company would run those wires to those windows, those wires would attach to your motor. We'll go over that in just a moment. But then those wires would be fed to a mechanical room or an AV room that would then be tied into a power distribution box. This box comes in several different sizes from Somfy. You can do anywhere from 5, 10, 15 to even 20 motors out of a single box. So the wires would go back to this box. This box would then be wired to an outlet somehow, some way. We can do that, or an electrician can do that. It can be done just about by anybody. Now, what would happen with your motors? Because this one doesn't have any power source. Well, what would happen here is your low voltage wire would go into this black adapter right here. All you need is 2 wire, 16 gauge or better. And this plugs into here. And now the motor is powered. On your Arismo 35, you wouldn't need any of this, unnecessary. What you would have is a black connector that would plug into here, and it would be very, very similar to this black connector, where it would have 2 ports, but it have a male adapter that would connect into the bottom of the motor, and then that would be spliced into your low voltage wire. Now, if you do not have access to the black adapter, we can get them. You can also purchase them off Amazon or a number of different supply shops. But if you're on site and you're needing to do this without the adapter, you can simply take this and snip it. You have 2 wires here, a positive and a negative, and then you would splice that into your low voltage wire, ensuring that they are spliced per code. If you have any questions about AC or DC motors / low voltage or high voltage motors, feel free to contact us. We'll be happy to help you. Thanks so much.